Hey everybody, welcome back to Black Arrow Gaming. I am Bob, and after having taken a week off, I am back for another episode of my Age of Wonders 3 Advanced Strategy series. And I've got a little bit of, 2 weeks worth of comments to go through now. Extra week, let them pile up. Thanks for being patient with me as I took last week off. I had to pull some overtime at work. Might need to do some more of that in the coming weeks. Hopefully I can try to avoid Tuesdays when I currently record. But just thanks for your patience. I do appreciate that. I do have some exciting news. I have upgraded my graphics card quite a bit, actually. I got one of NVIDIA's higher-end cards. So I've moved from AMD to NVIDIA now. I had to mess around. I'm getting kind of a late start here tonight because I had to mess around with my recording settings. I actually tested this. Like, you guys would be so proud of me. I actually tested my audio before just jumping in and recording an episode. It was like garbage tier. So hopefully it's better now. I think I fixed it, and I'm pretty sure I fixed some other issues I was having with video recordings. I think I am good to go, but let me know if there are any weird technical issues with this video, and I will try to work them out if I can. So all that being said, let's jump into this episode. We got a lot of good comments to go through, as always, from you guys. I wanted to start with Hubert Chow. He said I should cast Embrace Darkness on Ordron over here, where I'm creating these Storm Sisters to try to get ready to repel this invasion. That is excellent advice. I cannot do that on this turn because I am currently low on casting points, but there was another comment from Jeff. Said I should build a stone wall in Ordron. So what I'm going to do is stop the Storm Sister production for one turn. I've already checked. I do have 104 production in this city. I just need 100 to make the stone wall in one turn. So I can do that, then go back to producing Storm Sisters like mad crazy. And in the meantime, I can get Beacon of Faith cast. I'm probably going to put that down there. And then I'll be able to cast Embrace Darkness on the next turn. I'm going to hold off on that though, because I still have those 30 CP casting points. I might need those for something else before the end of this turn, because I am in the middle of a turn right now. Couple other things to go over. Tarsak said that regeneration does not work on ghouls, only regrowth, which kind of makes regeneration for this glutton guy here a little bit useless. It's the upgrade he got at veteran rank, which would normally allow him to regenerate all of his health at the start of the owner's turn. That apparently does not apply to ghouls, which is a shame, because that would be incredibly useful if it did. But regrowth does. The trolls that have regrowth will regenerate their health at the beginning of the turn. And I think, is my troll a ghoul? I don't actually remember off the top of my head. He's hanging out with Ganon. He is actually not a ghoul. But if he was, regrowth would work for that purpose, just not regeneration. So quick little correction there from him. I have not tested this myself, by the way. I'm kind of taking his word for this, but I kind of do that all the time with this series. You guys are normally right about stuff, so I trust you. Arch Redbeard, Instant Wrath is spirit damage based, so it does not affect machines that attack me. This didn't really happen in the last episode because I didn't end up using it, but I talked about it a little bit. I thought about using Instant Wrath on my units as I was fighting these dreadnoughts, but apparently, and I did not know this, the damage type that Instant Wrath reflects is dealt as spirit damage, which machines are immune to. I didn't know that. Instant Wrath, even the description of it doesn't really tell you that in the game Age of Wonders, Tome of Wonders menu over here. I already checked it. It doesn't really mention that it does spirit damage. Maybe it does in like the tooltip or something, I'm not sure. But I thought that was interesting to know. Something to keep in mind going forward. Let's see, what else do we have here? So a comment from Red Marut said, send a cherub scout to the big teal city northeast of Karzan. I think that's a good idea. Over here is the city he's talking about, just to see what's in there. The only problem is I can't really do that right now. I need mana casting points for Beacon of Faith and then next turn for Embrace Darkness. But I will try to keep that on the back burner. For the time being, it's probably more important, I think, that I'm just dealing with the stuff that's actively invading me, because I can't, even if I could scout out to see what was in there, I'm not in a position to invade with these armies right now because of all this crap moving in to get ready to take my city, which they might do on the next turn. We'll see what happens in between turns here. Let's see. I covered the stone wall. Nourishing meal. That was the most common comment from you guys. I think I need to attribute this one to several people. Blurry Intervision Jeff and Lasheen Nguyen, I think is how you say that. Again, I'm having trouble pronouncing that name. I apologize, I'm probably butchering it. But Karzin can buff his own morale with Nourishing Meal. This is something I've been completely ignoring and need to take advantage of. Nourishing Meal gives plus 100 to the target friendly unit, and the buff gives you 15 health on top of your max health. So it actually buff Karzin's health to 105 if he uses it at the start of a battle when at full health. And that would help deal with the low morale that he's having. In fact, it would entirely remove it at this point. He would be content, which is as good as I can ask for out of him right now. He has been notoriously grumpy. He's my grumpy cat of this game. So that's something to remember going forward. I probably should just have him eat that at the beginning of the turn. Sarah Feingold did correctly point out that it can also be used to help heal the undead, and they could certainly use it. But I think in this context, I need Karzin to be at the top of his game. He is probably my strongest and most important unit. Well, definitely my strongest. Obviously, my most important unit is my leader. But aside from that, Karzin is probably my strongest unit. So I need to be able to keep him in fighting condition. And then the last two comments, actually, I think that was pretty much it. Yeah, I think that pretty much covers everything. I'm going to go ahead and just get to playing the game, actually, here. I think it's a little weird because I'm starting in the middle of a turn, but I've already kind of talked about what I was doing here. So that city is good. It's got the stone wall with the cherubs coming afterwards. Beacon of Faith, I talked about that. I'm going to cast that at the end of the turn. There's a quest available for these guys. I don't have anyone nearby that could do it. It would be kind of nice if I could, but that is so far out of the way. I'm just gonna decline that one. Okay, mass-producing orc impalers has begun, and Anemone Oasis is done. Mermaid's Cove is next, and I think I had this set up to kind of run in a certain order. I'm not going to mess with the order. I'm actually not going to mess with that Mermaid City. I know I did that 2 weeks ago. I set it up to do things in a certain order for a reason, so I'm kind of just going to I'm going to trust past Bob's decision making here. We've got Farron needs to level up. Actually, Farron and Karzin, and I got 3 hero level ups on this turn. That's kind of cool. What do I want here? I've had several suggestions for what to do with Farron, and they were all good. I think one of the more common ones was going for Scourge of Undead. Oh, that is actually... Okay, each combat round, a random undead unit is summoned to fight for the caster. Okay, that's actually a really good one. I need more casting points for it, though. I was getting that one confused with the one that reanimates living units that have died on the battlefield over the course of the battle, which can interfere with anyone who has Divine Justicars or some sort of normal resurrection ability. But in this case, it just gives you free undead units every combat round. It's kind of like having Chaos Rift active, just without the extra lightning bolts zapping stuff. So I think that's actually probably not a bad thing to work for. I think Farron could use some more casting points anyway, so I'm going to start working in that route. We'll get him Necromancy 1. That also will allow him to cast Stiffen Limbs on more things, which is just a really amazing spell. Let's see, down here we've got the Shock Trooper. Celestial Chamber is next, as promised. And in high demand, I have had requests for for beginning production of Orc Exalted. So this will allow me to do that. Unfortunately, I'm not able to get that in 1 turn. It's going to have to wait 2. I was very close to getting my happiness up high enough, but it's just not quite there. So I'll wait a couple turns for that, and then we'll start cranking out some Orc Exalteds every single turn. We'll probably make like a bunch of those guys and just send them all over the place. I agree with you guys, they are very good. Part of the reason I've been kind of messing around with the Crusaders and the Shock Troopers is more just for the fun of it. I like to play this game from an advanced strategy perspective, but I also like to play this game for fun. And for me, part of the fun of the game is making these absurdly powerful tier 2 units, these Crusaders. in part because they're dirt cheap to maintain, but in part because it's also just kind of fun to kill stuff with them. Plus, Mighty Meek would actually be really good for these guys, I think. So, but I've got several of them out, so it is time to start production of Exalted. Unfortunately, the builder was one turn away from being able to make any useful use of those haste berries, but he'll get there on the next turn. In the meantime, I can send these guys forward. I've got another hero level up here with my sorcerer. Oh wait, no, that's the Dreadnought. Sorry, confusing one halfling with another. I think I got everybody's shock protection with him, so he's actually good. He's only got 1 upgrade point left. Karzan has 7 here. What can we do with Karzan? A few people suggested getting stuff like Phoenix Warrior, which is pretty useful. I don't want to go invest too much into spellcasting with Karzan, because Karzan's built to be the damage dealer of this army. I guess he could cast Resurgence on himself, though. That could be pretty handy. You know, that might be a nice safety option. I think you can cast Resurgence on yourself, but even if you can't, it could be useful for other units too. I don't need blood armor because that's dependent on units dying. I don't really want that. I was thinking I might buff his health some more, but that's starting to get pricey. I guess I could give him, well actually, oh wait, Phoenix Warrior only costs 10. So I could pick that up without even having to invest in extra spell casting. I think I'm going to do that. That's actually really cheap for a Resurgence spell. Yeah, I'll go ahead and pick that up. That seems like a good idea. Also, might want to give him some Slayer buffs. Maybe, what am I most likely to encounter from computers? Probably monsters, more so than giants or dragons, unless they have a dwelling under their control and they start showing up. But you can get monster units in a variety of ways, and the other two are specific to the dwellings. Break control could also come in handy for him. I think for now, though, I'm going to just save those casting points and see what comes next. Keep clicking on Beacon of Faith. I don't need that right now. I believe my goblins are ready to move forward. I had just produced this guy. He's a bit too far away. Oh yeah, I was going to move him into this stack and then move everybody up at once. I'm going to keep making some more of these guys. They're dirt cheap and pretty effective. Won't be very much used against machines, but against other stuff they'll be better. Okay, I got my picnic basket down here, so that's another nourishing meal for her. Just more or less extra healing for the armies. And let's see, we got a Frostling race governance upgrade. Apologize if my voice sounds funny. I got something in my throat, but just trying to talk through it. Frostling Royal Guards. Oh, no, we're up here at the patron one. Harpoon throwers get +10. Probably, I'm not going to build harpoon throwers this game. I might at some point have Frosting City with barracks. I might already have one. I'm not sure what's in Frostmere, but I'll take that one just for the extra happiness. I'm not going to mess with harpoon throwers or whatever that unit was. Alright, back here to my Tigran City. That one's pretty much on autopilot at the moment, so I'm just going to kind of let it go. Yeah, we'll just let that one build and be happy. I'm trying to be nice to the poor cats because I was really mean to them earlier, and Karzan was not so happy about that. Domain invasions in multiple locations, that's nothing new at this point in the game. Gonna put this city, do I want mana? I'm making a ton of mana. I think I'm okay on mana now. I'm gonna generate merchandise. I kind of need the gold. I know I'm making 471 per turn, but I'm spending probably that much, if not more. Army requires orders. That was these guys, and I don't remember. I think I was running them up to defend this city against the next invasion event whenever it happens. I think that's still probably a good idea, so I'll do that. And this guy, I truly have no idea. What in the world was I doing with him? I think he was reinforcing... Oh no, he was reinforcing the capital. So I was building an extra one just to kind of keep the capital safe. This city is building Holy of Holies, so I'm going to make Shrines of Smiting there, starting in the next turn, I think. I've clicked Beacon of Faith like 6 times. I apologize. I'm not ready to do anything with that yet. These guys here probably mostly just need to be restructured for healing. Actually, I think I already did. Yeah, those ones are at full health. I'm going to leave this little group here, just kind of guarding this mountain passage. Might back these guys up a little bit, just in case anything comes running in, give me more of a heads up. But I need some units in this area as being kind of like just in case anything comes through here. And I've got my cherub. I think I like where that cherub is. I'm going to probably leave him there. I may be able to edge him forward just a bit to get a little bit more view. As long as he's still on the mountains, I'll be happy with that. We'll leave him kind of posted up there. Actually, I think I'm going to sneak him down over here and get even a little bit better view. I like that. Okay. So hopefully have advanced warning if anything comes that way. I'm going to save the haste berries for the builder on the next. Actually, that doesn't really matter because he's going to go just as far either way. So I may as well take them with the impaler now. Speaking of impaler, I got another one ready. We'll let this one take the haste berries and catch up, almost catch up to the Crusader. What to do with this cherub, I'm not entirely sure. That stuff's going to come running in. I think I'm going to back him up in case anything tries to fly over the mountains or come through here. I'm primarily using the cherubs to try to make sure nothing slips through my borders. So I'll back him up there to where I know he's safe and he can still watch this path. These guys will most likely go... Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if they move after this city since it's completely undefended. I fully expect to lose that city, but hopefully can get it right back pretty quickly. I've got some Shrines of Smiting out east already. I'm gonna keep marching with the Crusader out that direction. And those armies can't do anything. I remember what they were kind of up to. They can't move any further on this turn. I got this cherub way over here. I'm just gonna keep exploring. I maybe need to actually get some of those cities on the map. Okay, I can build another road here. And then this guy, what I think I was going to do with him was send him straight out east. But I don't remember why. I think I was going to build more roads. Unless I was going to make a fort. Oh, no. That's right. I was going to send him out here to try to get the Heart of the Arctic. Put a fort on that if I can. Or if I need to. I might not really need to, but if this city's borders expand by 2, I'll get it anyway. But I think I want him over there just in case. Part of me wants to send him back underground and have him tunnel around and get gold, but I think the Heart of the Arctic is the most important, is more important, so I'll probably prioritize that. I've got that army down there is pretty close to being able to move out. I think they're kind of just waiting for the swarm darters to show up with the extra range backup, and they'll be there on the next turn. They'll both hit haste berries and be well on their way through here. Speaking of that, of going through there, got that cherub scout underground I need to keep scouting with. Ooh, there is another... Oh, there's a giant dwelling down here. How's my alignment doing? I'm pretty dang evil. Minus 950. Okay. So I could afford to be nice to the giants. Or I could just capture them. What's my race relation with them? I'm gonna be nice to the giants because I'm kind of building a lot of them. So we'll open our borders, sign a peace treaty. Hopefully I can get them as a vassal pretty soon. 4 turns, yeah. I'll do that. Gosh, I feel like I can't clear my throat. It's just dry or something. Just got back from a run, so that might have something to do with it. Well, now that I kind of know that giant dwelling's there, well, I'm still going to send this cherub this way anyway. So I need to see what my options are for kind of pathing through there. Ideally, what I would like to do is get my goblins moving northeast. Kind of go after this city, I think, is my next target. It's Draconian, so it might be under the Draconian control, actually. There's not really an easy way of getting there. It's a lot of navigating through obscure tunnels. If I go this way, I gotta go all the way back and around. Actually, I don't know. It's hard to tell what direction. I think if the computer comes after me, they'll probably take the most direct route, which for them might be up and over the top, because this lava river just separates everything all the way down to that bridge down there. You know, I think I'm going to send the armies actually north underground. I really have nothing else covering that way anyway, and if I get aggressive and get to this city fast enough, I might be able to make that their focal point anyway and not have to worry about them slipping other stuff through elsewhere. I would like to shortcut them through here if I could, but if the giants are in the way, I can't do that. And those are all rock cavern walls, so I can't tunnel through them either. Yeah, I guess I'll probably go north. This scout here is going to go, I think, straight east. I might be able to take that watchtower. He might end up getting killed doing this, but that's a risk I'm willing to take. Oh, hey, there's the dwarves. That's the dwarf necromancer, I think. Is it? I believe it is. Yeah, he is a dwarf necromancer. You know what? We'll move him back, or, well, let's move the halfling forward as much as I can. That army is going to be no match for what I've got down here. Move these guys up. We'll hold off on the tower for a turn and leave the cherub kind of parked with these guys. Keep him safe. And then I see no reason to not just bull rush in there and start taking stuff as quickly as I can. That snake is very injured, but don't think I can get him any healing on this turn. We'll have to just hope that they don't attack me going into the next turn. Alright, I'm finally at the end of that turn, so Beacon of Faith is ready to cast. I will cast that. Yeah, I think I'll follow what I was doing. Cast it on this city down here. I really need to get that Flow Rock Quarry in its borders ASAP, so we'll get Beacon of Faith. And I will kind of get Embrace Darkness started. Close that. And that is the end of my turn. I do have a ton of extra mana, so it might be worthwhile to do some more terraforming, I suppose. We'll try to make this city happy. How about we'll make the elves a little happier with me, because I've got so much extra mana. Whoop! Oh, I clicked the wrong button by accident. Oh well, I'll have even that much more extra mana next turn. I swear the user interface of this game, switching between this one and Planetfall, it's just different enough that I tend to misclick. At least that's what I'm going to blame it on. To be perfectly honest, I need to play Planetfall more. I haven't been practicing it really as much as I should, especially since I'm planning on starting the single-player series soon. But I have gotten some experience with the race and secret tech that I'm going to be using. Spoiler alert, it's going to be a Syndicate Synumbra, which I think is a great combination in that game. And I will hopefully have a chance to show everyone why, as long as I don't get bum rushed by computers, because on very hard they are very aggressive. It's actually really hard to survive the first 30 turns or so in that game if you get surrounded by enemies. But I think that's going to be a fun series. I don't know for sure exactly when that one is going to get started, as I was sort of planning on at least starting recording that on a weekend, and I'm going to be gone the Columbus Day weekend. I'm probably going to go home and spend some time with family. So it might be the weekend after that is when I record it, but I'm still kind of working all that out. I'm also trying to work around the whole busy job schedule thing that I've got going on now too. So sometimes I wish I could just do YouTube full time. I really do. I wish I could actually make enough money and doing just this to merit putting all the time I put into my normal job into like learning how to do video editing and stuff. But I did a rough estimate, kind of back of the envelope, well, more like back of my head estimate. And I think that in order to make even a living wage, my YouTube channel would need to be roughly 100 times larger than it currently is. So I've still got a long ways to go, I'm afraid. I guess people use Patreon and stuff like that to help out. That may be an option for me someday, but I think I need a better plan going forward. For the time being, I really need to keep my full-time job. I got to do this crazy thing called paying for rent and buying food and generally being an adult, unfortunately. So life is what it is, I suppose. But yeah, anyway, I am looking forward to getting into my Planetfall series. Also, Joel and I will be wrapping up soon. I'll have another Planetfall video coming up, hopefully before the end of... I'll probably try to get that up before I leave this weekend, I think. So that'll be good. I think the series is actually done, and the videos are all edited, so I'm just kind of in the process of putting those up just every few days, trying to space them out to keep content coming at a relatively steady rate on my channel, which I haven't been particularly good with lately, but just trying to balance that as best as I can. Alright, so we are almost done. We got Dovahkiin. I actually should have probably zoomed out to the strategic map so I can see little things like this moving around. What do we have down here? We got those guys going after an undefended city. I really wasn't expecting them to make a rush at one of these cities with a sneak attack like that. That is kind of annoying because I don't think I have a way of defending that. Okay, it looks like green is definitely moving in on this city, which may give me some flexibility over here. I don't have a good way of defending this city. I just cast Beacon of Faith on it. I got the Observatory coming on the next turn. I don't want to lose my progress towards that. Maybe, just maybe, I can get really lucky and kill the halfling on this turn. If I can find where her leader is, I may have a chance. Sadly, I cannot get... Well, if I cut these guys out of the equation, could they reach... Ooh. Okay, so I think I could take out the halfling's capital on this turn. I would just have to leave those 2 crusaders behind. But everybody else should be able to get there. I need to do some scouting with this cherub. If I can find the halfling leader, that's pretty much the goal. She is nowhere to be seen. I need those haste berries for that army. I still want to take their capital this turn either way. That might change their strategic decision making, causing them to do something stupid like not attacking this city and coming back to try to get their capital back. Alright, I think I am ready to pull this off. We're going to leave those 2 crusaders behind. In fact, I might be able to send them back towards the city to retake it. I bet those 2 crusaders could handle these units. I really do. Even though they're only tier 2, those guys will shred a halfling eagle rider. Especially since these guys can't shoot range at me. I guess the eagle rider can use wing beat, but that's, I think, once per battle or once every few turns, so... That's... I don't really have a better idea, so... Alright, we'll move these guys up here. And we'll move these guys with them. Then they can all grab the haste berries. And meet Ganon's army down here. And we'll attack from this angle so as to only draw 2 of these stacks in. And I should have no trouble handling this. I'm going to leave that cherub out of this for now because I might use him more for scouting. I don't think I'm going to need him in this battle. He'd probably be more of a liability than anything else. Alright, let's... It's just a probable victory, but she's not in the battle and my leader is, so that's an advantage for me. I say let's get the party started. It's just a bunch of little halflings. What could possibly go wrong? Alright, so if they want to hold ground on their walls, I'm probably going to throw big rocks at them. Or at least throw big rocks at their walls. Try to make some openings here. I have plenty of giants, which are basically trebuchets with giant pickaxes. So I'm going to make use of them. Start trying to probably break through over here. That was a 50 damage shot. Very nice, sir. Alright, so there's already a hole in the wall. That might change their strategic thinking for this battle already. They may come charging out, but we'll see. I want to get Transferring Pain on Ganon because he's really, really important. And I want to get Bestow Iron hard on that troll because that's just really good for him. And then the troll can go move on forward. Get the tough units all kind of moving up together. Flyer maybe just a little bit behind. And there's my Dreadnought. Okay. So I do have to be mindful of the fact that they can stun some of my units. Hopefully that shock resistance comes into play here. Go ahead and shoot the troll. Wait, they're not actually stunning anything. Like, it's not even saying resist or stun effect resisted or anything. Or maybe it doesn't in this game. Do they even have that? I thought they did. How does an Emperor level Halfling not have... Halfling Sorcerer not have this stunning enchantment on their apprentices yet? They definitely don't have that. Well, that makes this a lot easier. I thought for sure they did, though. That's very strange. Anyway, let's soften that guy up with a boulder. In part because it's useful and in part because it's funny. And then these guys can run up and... maybe not. They might not be able to actually get the killing hit. And I want to make sure they do because I want them to... I want to trigger killing momentum with them. Let's see if... Would another boulder kill it? Probably. Let's see if the Dreadnought could get a shot in on him. I think he could if he moves here. Yes. Alright. As long as he doesn't get lucky, which he entirely could. Alright, good. So he's dead, and I think I'm going to actually leave the troll right here. He should be fine, and he's in Ganon's army, so if he decide, or if he dies, he's going to resurge anyway. Now I should probably start thinking about converting somebody if I can. I wouldn't mind getting one of those Eagle Riders just because they're very useful scouts, if nothing else. They're definitely not my favorite tier 3 unit, but they do make pretty good scouts. And in part because they are tier 3 and they can defend themselves from small, quick tier 1, tier 2 units. Alright, I actually don't need him moving up. I don't know why I'm doing that. We'll send the knight forward. Get the flyers kind of moving forward. And these guys will just generally break more stuff, I think. Maybe they will break halflings. May as well, why not? So far haven't triggered unlucky. That's actually really nice. Okay, I should have probably... I kind of wanted to give that troll Touched by Faith too. I'm just ultra buffing him, but I think he'll be alright. There's not a lot that's going to be able to kill him. I think that Eagle Rider just volunteered to get destroyed. Yeah, see, everyone is ganging up on him and he's only at like half health. That would be bad if they stunned him though, that would suck. Okay, so we got regrowth. I think I'm gonna have him smush the Eagle Rider. He can't quite smush the Eagle Rider though. If I throw enough boulders at it, he could, which is probably what I'm going to do. Now, there's the lucky triggering. There's the lucky triggering. I shouldn't have said anything. I totally jinxed it. Okay, 17 damage. Better than no damage, I guess. Can the Dreadnought get into or do anything useful here? Not really. He could get rid of that wisp. See, they're not going to kill that Eagle Rider. Well, they might. It could get lucky, though. It's got a 38% chance to get lucky. Maybe I can curse it. That would make it unhappier, which would lower its luck. Oh, wait. The Goblin Reanimators cannot curse. Okay. Ganon doesn't have that for some reason, does he? No? Okay, I didn't think so. Just want to do as much damage as I can with that troll. I guess Ganon could move up, because he's being protected by... Yeah, Ganon's being protected by those guys in the back. The Exalted, which I'm going to move backwards as I'm doing this. So I think I'm safe to run him up. Alright. Ah, crap, he got lucky. Alright. The troll might die on this turn, but they're going to have to use pretty much everything they've got to kill it. In the meantime, I want this gate. I want this gate down. He's going to be resistant to that goblin's poison, so I'm not too afraid moving him up. He's going to probably need to heal somebody. He might need to heal that knight on the next turn, actually. Wish the Dreadnought could get to the trolls to heal them, but that is sadly not an option. I think with these shock troopers, I'm going to move down here and get aggressive with them. They've got enchanted armor. They can make use of that. Oh, now it's dead. Alright, he'll come back. They're all so dang happy with their critical hits. Alright, how you doing back there, buddy? Alright, pretty good. Okay, you guys need to go, I think. Oh, so much luck. Oh, so much luck. That's ridiculous. Alright. Well, you know what? A gate can't get lucky. I mean, it could have if I did 18 damage to it, I guess. Alright, I want to not have that guy die. I think I'm going to use the Dreadnought to heal this guy, actually, because there's still a lot of stuff on the wall that could mess with that knight. But he definitely needs some heals, so we'll do that. Move Dreadnought over there. Have the knight go up and mess these guys up a bit. Or all the way. Mess them up all the way, I guess, was the correct term. Okay, now what to do with Ganon in this situation? My big troll tank is gone. And they could all get lucky. That's the big unknown here, and this is why I hate fighting halflings. That's a pretty good shot on the Eagle Rider. So. Ah, stop it. Alright, how about you move here then, huh? Kind of an angle. No, you're blocked by Ganon. You know, I think I just need to make more routes for my units to get up. You've got Resurgence, right? I think you're in Ganon's army. Are you? Maybe you're not. The Knight does. Okay, I know the knight does. May need the Exalted to actually do something, or really rely pretty heavily on Ganon here. They may go after the knight since it's behind their walls already. Kind of hard to say. I want to do damage to that Eagle Rider more than anything. You know, I'm just going to take guaranteed damage to the wall and try to get a path for another unit to climb up in there. But I do have stuff moving up onto their walls, so that's at least useful. This guy I'm a little afraid to charge forward because he does not have Resurgence unless I missed it. Doesn't look like it. He must be... Yeah, he's got the shock protection, so he's part of the Dreadnought's army. So he does not have Resurgence. So I'm going to want to probably use him more on like a flanking route. These guys have Resurgence. I don't really want them to get killed because it threatens Ganon, but they can't shoot at him and Ganon at the same time. So I'm going to try to move them into a position where they could at least do something a little useful. And I may put Ganon up here and just leave him on defense. He's got a crap ton of health, so they're going to have trouble damaging him really much at all. And it will hopefully keep that Eagle Rider occupied. Oh no, I'm going to lose the Sorcerer! Ah, man! Not the Sorcerer, the Dreadnought. I should have expected critical hits. That's annoying. I can't get him back. Well, I could. Could always resurrect my last hero. Although I think I was above the hero limit with that one. I don't remember for sure. I think I got that one for free somehow. Like on a conversion. Anyway, I don't think anyone else died. That sucks though because it takes away the group shock resistance. Alright, well, I'm only going to be able to hit him twice, so I may as well build up the Devastating Charge. What direction are they facing? What is a flank route? It's hard to tell, though I think the barrel's on their backs. Yeah, they're facing in a dangerous direction for the knight, but the knight has Resurgence, so move there, there, there. Yeah. Dead. Alright, I need you to get crushed. I need you to go remind that halfling that he's not alone on this wall. Honestly, I think I almost need to just clear... ways for these guys to be able to throw boulders more effectively, like have more holes in the wall. Although I think I had a good line of sight. No, I guess that's gone. Okay, it's a stone. The stone wall's got 52 health, so I'm gonna do this. 41. We'll break that. And then try to use him to get a decent shot in on that Eagle Rider. Finally landed a hit. Alright. Ganon is out of movement points, but I think at this point I can kind of safely rush these guys. At least with the Orc Exalted. Sup, guys? He might die, but he'll come back. They got lucky, but they did use an action point doing that, so there's a little bit of a bright side. I should have probably healed them before they ran up there. That was maybe a mistake. And I want that flyer following up behind. I want to be able to mop these guys up on the next turn. Alright, we'll see what they do. Oh, crit. Dang it. Those critical hits and all the lucky is just killing me. I want these halflings out of the game. I really do. Fortunately, those guys are, I can produce more in one turn, but I still don't like losing them. They probably didn't have Resurgence. pretty sure they were with the Dreadnought army. Well, we'll find out when the battle's over, I guess. Anyway, it shouldn't be too much trouble to mop these guys up now. I'm gonna actually send them back to get some healing. Those guys could use some healing too, but I think I need Ganon on destroying puny halfling duty. Oh hey, they still got fumbled and still got the kill. I'll take it. They could actually move back up and do more damage. You know what I'm gonna do? Move the knight down here, move these guys here. Ganon can heal. And then I get a couple shots at this guy. Alright, that was annoying. Yeah, that shock trooper's perma gone. As is for Clarissa. But I basically have their capital. I all but have their capital at this point. A lot of items in here. Oh, a lot of items because they're from my Dreadnought that died. I'm not going to mess with those right now. I'll give them to another hero if I can get her back. Speaking of getting her back, well, first off, let's get Embrace Darkness here. Do I have Resurrect Hero? And if so, can I use it? I don't, but I could research it next. See if I can use it to get her back. Can't really afford to be losing units, but I mean, there's only so much you can do planning-wise against the dang halflings. Alright, well, it's not the end of the world. I am still going to get their capital, and hopefully this will bring their leader out of hiding. Somebody's going to have to come back and retake this. I might leave Ganon's army here defending the city and send the other units back. They should be relatively safe behind those stone walls. And since they've got Divine Justiciars, they're a bit more self-reliant. Alright, I want probably the same start. Bestow Iron Heart on this guy. Absorb Pain on Ganon. It almost might be more worth absorbing Pain on the Troll, but Ganon's the safe play there. And then these guys can heal the Knight, who really needs it. Now let's just start punching more holes in the wall. The line of sight penalty for the tree is causing trouble. Quite as large of a number of them on there. In fact, to be honest, I might be able to just sit back and throw boulders on this one. But I still want that troll getting up in their face. This time, though, I'm going to give him Touched by Faith, so he's got some extra magic resistance to help him out. Okay, I believe that broke the wall, which gives these guys pretty much a straight shot up. I'm going to leave the knight on defense there, actually. Just to apply some pressure and not actually let my guard down just yet. These guys I want positioned probably behind the trolls, hidden a little bit. Actually, right there is good. I'm gonna use him to start dealing, or just absolutely destroying that poor halfling in one shot. I'll take it. I get another cheap throw with a boulder? Looks like well, I can't get a perfect line of sight because the orcs are in the way now, but any damage I can do is, I guess, welcome. Alright, I think that's good. Yeah, they bestowed all the effects I had on my dang troll. Rude. Alright. Looks like the troll is just gonna have to do things the old-fashioned way. Alright, I want a clean shot on that eagle. By 2 giants. So you, get out of the way. Flyer is not leveled up to where it has killing momentum yet, unfortunately. So this is a job for the troll, and he... Oh my gosh! So much luck! Ah! Well, he's panicked. He can't do anything, but the troll's guard is down, and that's kind of annoying. The wall over here is wide open. Maybe I can just kind of walk in with some units over on this side. I'm going to back him up. I don't really want him taking damage, and I want Ganon to get more up into the fray. Also, I forgot to try to convert a unit on the last time around, and I also neglected to remember that this guy has Inflict Curse because of gold rank. So I need to keep him kind of near Ganon, try to actually make use of that. Unfortunately, the Eagle Rider is going to die when it moves, so... But maybe I can still get a Brew Brother. Honestly, a Brew Brother wouldn't be bad because it's just more healing. I could send it up to help out the undead. Alright. These guys have killing momentum, so I guess there's really no harm taking a crack at that guy. But then I'm probably going to leave them on defense. Maybe put them here. And I think I'm going to just run this giant over here and see what they do. As well as the flyer. Let's put some pressure on him. I have not been using spells, like, at all. Oh, crap. That would have made a lot of sense. Oh, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and acknowledge my mistake right now for not using Mark of the Heretic in either of these battles. Or casting Rebirth when I probably should have. Although I wasn't really... I didn't really predict the critical hits that ended up killing those units that died in the last few battles. But I really should have used Mark of the Heretic here. Ah, there goes the flyer. Dealing more damage than I was expecting it to do. Dang, this is really... I'm normally better at this. I'm really good at manual combat, but kind of sucking a little bit today. I can't tell if I'm just playing poorly or if it's just all the critical hits and luckies that the halflings are getting. It's probably a little bit of both. Anyway, go hit this guy with the big axe. There you go. Hello there. You're panicked, but not dead, unfortunately. Alright, I'm gonna try to convert that Brew Brother. He resisted all the curses. You know, I don't have time for him to sit around hitting stuff. Maybe Ganon could just kind of go for it and see what happens. Wait. Oh, I have healing select. There we go. Had healing selected, not convert. 50%. Let's go for it. I want to wrap this about. Nope. Of course not. Alright. Halflings are dumb. Well, he's panicked, so he's gonna move. He's gonna die when he moves now. Let's toss a couple more boulders at that thing so it can't move and fire. Ha! Machines can't get lucky. Oh, they didn't actually try to run. Why not? He's panicked. Why didn't he try to run? Was he out of movement, maybe? I'm not really sure. That's a shame. I thought he was going to die because now I could... See, they're curse and despair triggers. But Ganon can't use convert again, so... Oh boy. Let's just wrap this one up. Can anyone do any more healing? Ganon probably can. Who needs it? We could give it to the Exalted. I could also Nourishing Meal. See if those guys run. Test this, actually. See, now they tried to run. I don't know why they didn't on the last turn. Maybe they were out of movement. Lost the flyer. Dang it. Alright, well, wasn't exactly my best unit, but... I'm going to send the rest of these guys back to help deal with the developing situation over here. Probably going to have them form up with these other armies and try to take out all that crap. I'm going to leave the scout here with Ganon. I need to keep an eye out for their leader wherever she shows up. Maybe Ganon's army could actually just charge down there. If I have the scout with him, should be able to do that kind of safely. Because I get the feeling they probably had the bulk of their units guarding their capital. Now that that's under my control, I'm not really as quite of afraid as what I might run into here. So I'm going to send these guys back. Leave Ganon's army to fend for themselves for now. The extra units seem to just die anyway. Dread Omen. Oh! So they cast that. Actually, I didn't even look at what was going on up here. That's not really good. I kind of need to get rid of that. Units that belong to the Enchanted City's Empire suffer a minus 500 morale penalty when in that city's domain. Okay, that is definitely, absolutely not okay. I have to disjunct that. Okay, I have to get greater disjunction. Excuse me. That's a couple turns away. Oh man, that sucks. Because that's going to make my armies fight like crap in this area. Well, what's the cost of disjuncting? Only a 5% success chance. It'll at least weaken it. I really want Disintegrate, but I also need greater disjunction, like right now. I'm going to have to switch to greater disjunction. I think it's more important. I can't afford to be fighting battles in this area with units that could defect. Like if their morale gets low enough. And that army's positioned right there. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and start the disjunction process. It is very expensive and has pretty much no chance of succeeding, but I'm at least hoping to weaken the spell's integrity. Well, public baths for the elves down here. I think I'm going to go with the hospital. The city kind of needs to be all about growth. So I'll just get that. Oh, and I'm out of gold. Crap. I am, like, straight up out of gold. I've got nothing. I'll build housing here for now, I suppose. But, I need money. I ran out of gold just in time to start making Shrines of Smiting in multiple cities. That's going to finish on the next turn. Do I have a Shrine of Smiting here? You know what? I'm going to cancel that. Put it on infinite produce merchandise for the time being. I really do want the hospital down here. This city's going to be pretty important in the long run because it's going to be eventually be Elf Storm Sisters with Resurgence. So I'm going to still try to get the hospital down here. I need to maybe be a little bit more mindful. I've been spending money just all over the place without much thought for my economy overall. Sigil of Awakening, Graveyard, or Charnel House. One of these. I forget, there's a certain path I have to go through to get Archon Casters, which is kind of what I'm trying to do in that city over there. Let's go ahead and get this road built. Oh, I'm out of money. Okay. Oh, wait, no. What are you doing? I don't want you to go that way. Alright. I'm gonna have to probably cancel the production of that hospital. I think the road network is a bit more important. Because I need quick access to the front lines. But I'm gonna build it in a straight line, so I'm just gonna have this weird, useless part of it. Oh well. These guys forward. Might have to cancel the Impalers for now in an effort to save some money. We'll do infinite merchandise for the time being. I'm gonna have to try to remember to reset some of this. I did all that and can't really make very many units just because I ran out of money at a bad time. But I am producing an awful lot, so that's really why. I'm going to let the giant keep going. They seem to be pretty useful, especially for sieges. And I want this guy to catch up with the others. I think on the next turn I can bunch all these units, well, not him, but I can bunch these units together, get the haste berries, and start either reinforcing my armies up here in the northeast or building up an army here for pushing maybe towards Dune K3 or whatever that city is. Okay, I'm gonna stop production of the Swarm Darters. That's a unit that I think could afford to get put on hold for a little while until the money situation is under control. We'll get those haste berries with these guys, and then I'm probably gonna send them. I don't think I could squeeze past the giants, so I'm gonna send them up north to join my other army. So I'm actually going to use those haste berries for them. At least now I know that, like, there's not really a quick way for the enemy to get to me coming through this direction, because the giants are kind of blocking them from this side. And this way they'd have to go all the way south across this bridge, which is not really where they seem to have very many cities. That's just a dragon dwelling there. So I think north is probably the route that I'm more likely to see enemies anyway. So that's probably where I'm going to go with the goblins. Okay, so I did get another Shrine of Smiting, so I'm going to want to get that to the front line. Siege Workshop done. This city I want to keep working on. This is the one that's eventually going to make Goblin Tame Trolls. So I will let that continue doing what it's doing. I want to check actually on my status with the goblins. Pretty good shape with them. Race Governance 2 already. It's going to go up again. How much am I getting? 20 plus 5. So it looks like I'm getting 25 Race Governance per turn, I think, if I'm reading this correctly. Yeah, 25 per turn right now. So in another 4 turns, I'll have another Race Governance upgrade. Tame Trolls is Profit Military, so I still got 1 level to go after that. So I think moral of the story is be nice to the goblins. Ah, she disjuncted sanctified sites. That was giving me a lot of happiness. That sorcerer's gotta go. She's really gotta go. I'm tired of fighting halflings. I am so tired of fighting halflings. You guys have no idea. Actually, you do. I know. Nobody likes the halflings, but I'm so tired of fighting them. Yeah, I don't think I can even afford to spend 47 gold on an impaler right now. I really want the extra money for Exalted, for one thing. I want to make sure I have enough to make them every turn for the remainder of the game. What to do about Frostmere? There's really not much I can do. Oh, it did finish migrating to elves. That's good. Oh, there's another Juggernaut sneaking around down there too. See, I want to go back and defend the city, but I've got all this spell that's just going to ruin my morale the second I set foot back in those borders. You can see what it's doing to my cadaver here. He's minus 500, and he's an undead who normally has neutral morale. As long as I'm out of the borders, though, I'm fine. I guess I could just do like a crazy bull rush and see if I can trick them into coming back after me, or very carefully fight kind of along the edges. I don't know. I'm actually think this episode's probably gone on for about an hour, so what I think I'm gonna do, I'll go through some of these notifications, but I'm not gonna do anything with Carzan's army yet. I'm kind of open to some suggestions here. Oh, and there's, oh crap, 2 archangels. No. They're gonna take the city. I'm not even gonna have Frostmere for that much longer. Honestly, disjuncting, that's pointless. I'll just abort the spell. They're just gonna capture the city anyway, and then it'll go away. That's actually maybe a better play now that I think of it. Then I can go back to researching Disintegrate like I wanted to do in the first place. And I'll just let them have the city. I don't need to defend it. I'll just take it back. In the meantime, I can kill that Juggernaut there for sure. And then maybe just kind of carefully navigate around to try to, I don't know, get those guys maybe. Carzan's army could probably handle them on its own, but I'm going to want some backup from the undead too, I think. Alright, well, I think on the next, I'm going to save most of that for the next episode, I think. I've got a lot of cleanup stuff to do here. This was kind of a messy episode. In part, I think part of it's just because I've been playing more Planetfall and less Age of Wonders, Age of Wonders 3, but also because I've been off for 2 weeks. I'm still kind of cranky that I lost so many units down here in the south. I feel like that was easily avoidable, but again, I don't know how much of that was me making mistakes and how much of that was the dang halflings being the dang halflings. So I think I'll save the rest of this for the next episode, though, so you guys can let me know what you think about this situation. I'm inclined to, as I said a moment ago, just let the Archangels take the city and then try to get it back later and not worry about disjuncting that because my odds of disjuncting it are really low anyway, and it's kind of a big investment right now, so. But you can let me know what you think if you have any better ideas. Otherwise, I'm tentatively planning to move Carzan's army forward, take out that one Juggernaut, then move back and see about trying to get this other army somehow. The problem is that, like, I wasn't sure whether that affected undead, but it definitely does because I can verify that from that cadaver right there. So even Farron's army is going to suffer from those morale penalties, whereas if they didn't, I would have gladly positioned them right there. The city's borders are just a little too big, so we'll have to think it out a little bit. You guys can let me know what you think. But either way, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for your patience this last week as I was off for a week. Hopefully that won't happen again for a while. So there should be another episode next Wednesday as per usual. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.